Breaking news. Former Rep George Santos sentenced to more than 7 years in prison. Prosecutors had asked the judge to sentence the former Republican congressman to New York to 87 months for what they call his unparalleled crimes. What is this shit? What is happening up here? What is this ad? An Amazon fucking ad? Do they have like coverage of this?
Federal judge sentencing Santos to 87 months in prison after the Long Island Republican accepted a plea deal to aggravated identity theft and wire fraud charges. Santos expelled from Congress in disgrace after serving nearly a year of his term back in 2023.
That's crazy. Still virtue signals. Is that an Israel pin right there? This seems like another step for George to be like, look, hey, maybe they'll save me because it's obvious that the power is with Israel. This is weird. Super grifter.
NBC News Capitol Hill correspondent.
This is funny. Has Walter Masterson seen this? Walter. 11 hours. He's not even up yet. Wake up, Walter. Walter, wake up. He's going to wake up. He's going to wake up to a great news story.
Ryan Nobles is with us with the very latest. Ryan, what penalties did Santos also receive?
Well, essentially, Jose, I should say, I'm sorry.
Wow. That was a pretty rough entry into the segment, Ryan. Get it to fucking together. You're a professional. You're making the big bucks. I'm here, trapped in a prison of my own creation by chat. They have a cage built of T's. A cube of T-shaped bars. T, like little ones, linked up. All around me, keeping me in. And once there's not enough T's, I can finally break free. But Ryan Nobles here is paid 6 figures. Oh, he went to school for it. Shut up, Ryan. I'm doing it every day. I'm in the pits. Get back in the box, dog boy. Dog boy is done.
George Santos is facing the maximum penalty that prosecutors were seeking as a result of this plea agreement. He was hoping by pleading guilty to a long list of these crimes that he would be given a degree of leniency by the judge. He was hoping for as little as 2 years in prison, but the judge thought differently and sided with prosecutors.
Oh, no. This guy's a full grifter, and they didn't save you. Being a pick-me did the opposite. What? By the way, so I don't like George Santos, and I think his politics are stupid, and I think he's a dumb grifter. I don't know. I feel like 7 years for this is more than a lot of criminals get for greater crimes. It just depends on what we're up to, and who was defrauded. Like, my problem with prison is that we just put people in there to rot instead of, like, you know, maybe this guy should get some fucking therapy. We should figure it out, you know? Maybe we should figure out what the fuck this guy's deal is. And the deal is, I think he wants to be seen as, in spite of himself, seen as acceptable to the people that don't accept him. And that sucks, but, you know, fight the power, bro, instead of joining it. Because it didn't work, did it?
And has given him 87 months in prison, which is equivalent to more than 7 years in prison. He's also being forced to pay back more than $300,000 in restitution, almost $380,000 in restitution.
Okay, so this kind of stuff, I mean, that sounds like a lot of money to me, for sure. That's a lot. That's a lot to steal from people. Here's the thing, though. When you see, like, CEOs or bank fraudsters or any of that, like, unless they it's like a Bernie Madoff situation, I mean, they'll get less time for worse for this kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I don't even like this guy. I'm annoyed that it's this kind of stuff where it's sensational. And yes, he's like one of America's biggest doofuses. He's top 50 doofus for sure. I don't think he's like that. I don't think he's 6 to 8 years harmful to America if he shuts the fuck up and isn't allowed to run for office and is just like, you know, fucking barred from social media and getting jobs like that and doing any of that stuff. Like, go have a normal life. Go get therapy. Like, I don't think this guy needs to be locked in the clink for fucking 8 years for this. Pete Hegseth doing worse than this from a national security perspective. Fucking Matt Gaetz, like a more heinous crime, in my opinion, than some wire fraud. This is not as bad to me as what Matt Gaetz has done. And he's walking free right now and has like TV shows and shit. So like, I'm fine if we penalize this. I'm fine if I mean, I guess I'm not fine. 7 to 8 years. That's a long fucking time for whatever this is. Even if this guy's a piece of shit, who I don't like. I'm just opposed to the prison system, the way that we do it. This guy's gonna get no help. He's gonna be worse when he comes out, most likely. He's gonna be fucking. I'm a super Christian, and he's gonna just be. Mark my words. When he gets out, and it'll probably be. You know, I can't imagine he's gonna serve every moment of this. I don't know when he's up for parole, but it'll be a few years, and they'll let his ass out, and he'll try to grift again. It'll be the same thing. You won't learn anything, and it'll be whatever power structure is in place still. Pet or groomer Gates. This is what I'm saying. Are you going to lose sleep over it, though? Hell no. I don't care. I don't care if George Santos. It's just like, on principle, the prison system in general is fucking stupid. Like, this doesn't stop what he's going to do. He's going to come out and be worse. We're going to see, we haven't heard the last of George Santos. And it's just going to be the same thing because this is the way he makes his money. And this is the way he gets attention. And I don't know.
And also forfeit more than $200,000. This sentence is far beyond what Santos had hoped, but it's important to keep in mind.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love him being a victim of the system that he advocates for. The leopards continue to eat faces. Don't get me wrong. That's all beautiful. Love that. I take joy in this. It's not really a tangent because it's the point, but like, if you would have told me 2 to 3 years, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. Fuck this guy. Get a little taste, but I don't know, a decade or whatever seems stupid. Even though he's a massive piece of shit, because he's not going to get any help there. Get me off my bullshit, chat.
The way that Santos conducted himself after initially agreeing to plead guilty, you know, he had fought back, said that he was going to take this case all the way to a jury at one point, claimed that he was not guilty of any of these crimes against him, despite the overwhelming evidence that prosecutors had.
He's a big fucking liar. That's what really doesn't help his case. But this is what I'm saying. Like, he lies because he's got some kind of fucking problem, man. He's a big fucking liar. And part of the problem is that we allow people to profit off of the system of lying, but whatever.
Decided to plead guilty tearfully outside the federal courthouse in August of last year, admitted that he was guilty of these crimes, and in many ways throwing himself on the mercy of the court, asking for a lenient sentence.
I do like that in the end he turned to tears. This is all good. Yeah, lying for the right. I mean, it seems like he wants attention and notoriety. And now he's going to get it. I wouldn't be surprised if he does a fucking podcast from prison.
But in the days after that, he used a number of different social media platforms to try and argue that perhaps he wasn't as guilty as federal prosecutors claim, that he was the victim of a witch hunt because of his conservative politics. He used the platform Cameo to raise...
Cameo? Dude, and then he fucking... And then so he tweets like Trump to try to get out of it. And then, I mean, you're not Trump, man. I'm from Europe. What happened there? In America, what happened? We're very stupid. We're a very stupid country, and have been since its beginning.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars, bragging that he was making more money on Cameo than he ever would have made as a member of Congress. And there was no doubt that the judge took this into consideration, that a part of the reason that they were looking for a more lenient sentence was because that he admitted that he had done something wrong and that he was trying to change his ways, and that he felt guilty and felt remorse for the victims that were impacted by his crimes.
This guy is not going to be saved by being a pick-me. It never will.
Clearly, the judge felt that explanation of his remorse and his admitting of his guilt was not authentic, and they have sided with the prosecutors completely with this 87-month jail term. The other interesting thing in the back of all of this, Jose, is the effort that he may be attempting to try and receive some sort of clemency or a pardon from President Trump.
Yeah. Definitely trying to do that. You know that's going to happen. Tiger King as fuck.
This isn't something that he's explicitly asked for, and it's not something that President Trump has even indicated that he'd be willing or open to doing so. But Santos has said in the past that if it was offered, he would certainly accept it.
Well, yeah. Who doesn't accept a presidential pardon? I'm sorry, sir. I can't be trusted in public. Please no, Mr. President. Keep me in the dungeon. Well, yeah, bro. It's the dungeons.